All right, guys. Can someone shoot me the tier list link? By the way, guys, the one major difference between Platinum to Grandmaster / Pro players is on the tube. If you guys want to go check that out, that video has popped off beyond my physical existence. If you guys want to go check that out, Life is an Illusion, sponsored by Leon. Get your 10% off code, LeBron James. If you guys check that out, that video has popped off. The comments have been insane. If you guys want to check it out, as well as we dropped the new Cocolan jungle with Afro Solo. Apollo is a good jungle. We're gonna be dropping that new tier list right now. With the top. I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna give every god a good chance, even mages in the jungle here. Hope you guys enjoy. What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? I'm gonna be doing a jungle tier list. Just jungle. What gods in jungle are good right now? So let's get it. We can start. I'm not going to do every god. Because I think some gods are just kind of memey in the jungle. So I know in the comments you guys are going to be like, but what do you mean? Gambit's broken in the jungle. Alright, like gods that you would actually play in top end ranked and still have a chance to perform at a high level. Not a guy, Gab playing in casuals and you kill, LeBron James in the paint 36 with 300 casual MMR. You know what I mean? So let's get it. I'm gonna start with Achilles. I think Achilles is a solid B tier jungler right now. I mean, I could maybe say A. I don't know. His kit he doesn't feel like the best power farmer right now. Like his kit takes too long to farm. His kit is too long and it just doesn't power farm. Going camp to camp doesn't feel good because your 1 or your 3 have such long cooldowns right now. While the builds do favor him with Shifter Shield and Antstyle being so strong, I still don't feel like he's one of the best. And we're going to have S tier being the best characters that you pick every game, characters that you top pick, characters that you ban. That is what I consider an S tier jungler. Characters like Fenrir, where they have counters to the character, I'm not going to put S tier because if you have an Awilix, if you have an Ares, there's certain characters that just make Fenrir feel god awful. So they're characters that you pick and are always good. Yeah, servers are in maintenance. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Boom, 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 boom. Peace out, Ash. On her jungle, I like on her jungle right now. I think ADC jungles are the strongest they've ever been. Honestly, because you can hyper carry out of the role, and actually having a great gank potential doesn't really feel like having a good gank doesn't, like, you don't need the best gank right now in this meta. We're gonna do Amma. I think Amma's low key hasn't been touched often, but I think Amma's in the same tier as as Achilles. I'll probably lower on her a bit. Put Amma up top. Her CDs feel better, and with the new Boombas being auto attack based, I think Amma's in a pretty good spot to jungle right now. You can go both or you can go Boombas. I think that makes a jungler, giving a jungler a couple options feels pretty good right now. I think AO's low-key hasn't been used. I haven't seen him. I've used him a couple times, and I've eaten every time that I've played him. Obviously, I do play AO a lot, and I have a lot of experience with AO. But the builds feel pretty good on him. I mean, and the starters feel real strong on him. So we'll keep moving it up. Apollo jungle. Apollo jungle is definitely still stupid strong. And like I said, hunters are the strongest they've ever been in the jungle. I mean, before you could do jungle you could do like hunter jungles, and Apollo was pretty strong last split, but he was really the only one you could jungle with, and it felt really good. So I think Apollo jungle is pretty stupid right now. It definitely gets the MMR. You're pushing the map around. I actually dropped an Apollo jungle video recently, still with Season 8, showing you guys that the map being bigger does benefit him, and the builds are super strong for him. Going Transcendence, then going Crit Bow. I always forget the name of that item. Fail Not. And having 30% CD off those 2 items, and then going Aussie so you can stay sustain in the jungle, and having 30% CD, and you can fly wherever you want, lane to lane with Transcendence, it feels stupid. I feel like Agni can jungle. I've done Agni jungle a couple of times. I just don't think it's the best because you have to dash to farm really effective. And yo, we're gonna have to ban this man right quick and check Kappa. But yeah, Agni feels pretty good. You have a lot of bombs. Tahuti's really good. The items are just really good in general for mages. And Agni has a ton of kit to clear jungle. And he has CC, so his gank isn't the worst. Arachne, dude, Arachne feels so bad right now. I just despise Arachne. I think winning early game means nothing right now in this meta. All you need to do is just macro the map properly, and you will be even. I think there's a lack of objectives right now. There's a lack of objectives right now, and getting early pressure means nothing, in my opinion. As long as you have decent team fight, you feel fine. Like, I don't even want to put him next to... I don't even want to put Arachne next to Agni. Athena feels okay. She's okay right now. The problem with Athena is her damage. Her damage is just garbage for the jungle. Like, you need a taunt into your 3. So that means she's a setup jungler, which is fine in this meta, kind of. Her farm is horrible because her CDs are super long. Just not the best character right now. I think D. Even though she has, like, good team fight and good roam with a taunt. But you need to build your comp around the Athena. If you just pick Athena top jungle... If you just pick Athena and you're a top pick and you just pick Athena and you literally, if you don't have the right comp, you're just gonna do nothing. If your taunt isn't meaningful, the character is weak. A Willix jungle. A Willix is pretty strong right now. The items just really favor her. The only problem with the Willix right now is that she is very early game centric, and when it comes to the late game, just one beads kind of crushes her kit, and she when she does dive backline, she feels super weak. Just like that last Willix that we just played, she goes in, she gets a bunch of kills early because her roam is really good, but then early game doesn't really matter on this map. And then you get a couple gold furies, and it doesn't really matter because then you just lose that one firefight, and then the game's over. And a Willix not being the best team fighter right now in the late game, her team fight is pretty weak in the late game if you ask me. And so that's why she's not on S. If it wasn't for that, if she had a great team fight, she'd probably be S. Bacchus jungle. Yo, Bacchus jungle be popping sometimes. The only problem is his kit's not the best. So the biggest things you have to think about right now in the jungle. Let's go over what's really important in the jungle right now. Having great clear. Having consistent clear. Why are these so important? Because there is so much farm on the map. And being efficient with that means you have better rotations. So that's something that's really important. 2, how good is your gank? Lowered in value, but it's still important because, you know, Susano or Naja compared to, for example, an Arachne gank, like, the gank is just has a higher percentage of being more successful, so that's pretty important. Skipping over Ares, yeah, we'll go over Ares. I'm just picking some out here and there, because if I do them in order, people just skip through the video, so I like doing it. Arachne's not SC tier. Oh yeah, of course she is. She's so weak right now. Like, she's just so weak. Her farm is garbage unless you go Golden Blade, meaning you slow her. She's an early game jungler, and early game doesn't matter right now in this meta as much. So we'll keep going. Bakasura. Bakasura feels so weak right now, regardless of being one of the best farmers in the game. It's just that he does nothing in team fights. I feel like team fighting is just everything right now, and being able to have a good team fight of fire. And he's just been getting hit over and over again with nerfs on his ults. It literally has like no time of CC immunity. The cripple barely lasts. If you don't kill 2 people or like destroy someone in the backline with your ult, you're probably gonna die for it if you're in their backline. And he just feels really weak right now. I don't even know if I don't put him B tier. I think he's C tier. He's like there with Agni. Imagine being an assassin and being next to Agni in a jungle tier list. Feels bad, man. How do you build AO? Right now, I have a jungle video I dropped on AO about a week ago, so it's still up to date. Fenrir is A tier. He's super strong in his kit right now. The buffs are really good, but you know, Fenrir definitely still has the problem of you can't pick him top pick because he has a lot of counter picks. Not being able to brutalize. If you're able to have a full length brutalize and not get interrupted, he's probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest jungler in the game. But with that not being the case, you can get interrupted by many things. And and then being crippled is super bad for him right now. And Ares being as strong as he is, I think Fenrir's he's in a great spot, just not the S tier junglers right now. We'll do some Ares. I want to see it. I think Ares is probably the strongest he's ever been. Because right now, what do I keep going over? His team fight, right? Like, it's team fight. Right now, the game is team fight. Doesn't matter if you get a pick in left. Doesn't matter if you get a pick in mid. Doesn't matter if you get a pick in right. Doesn't matter if you're down 10 kills. I mean, for example, that last game, we were just getting demolished. And then they just start getting picked apart. And those guys are all good players. But it's just not grouping right now. And losing one fight at fire is the game. So this is a jungles tier list. I don't know if can I write this? Can I write that somewhere? Oh, that's fine. You guys know it. It'll be on the YouTube. It'll be on the thumbnail. Cabrakan. Once they fix Guardians being able to build Boomba's hammer, I think Cabrakan's gonna go jump to the top. And that's why I'm gonna throw him at A tier right now. He might even be S tier. Because one, he has really good clear. He has 2 abilities that clear really well. And then he has one of the best team fights, having 3 CCs. He has a wall off. He has insane damage, and hybrid is super strong right now. Cabrakan is super underrated. I haven't seen any Cabrakans, and I don't know why. Bellona jungle. Bellona, you know, I feel like I have a Bellona video that I'm gonna upload probably later this week, maybe next week. She has great clear. Yes, her team fight is a little weak unless she's able to whip people and it matters a ton, unless it's a significant whip, like Freya's and, you know, Rama's during steroid and things like that. That's the only time she's really, really strong. But the fact that she can farm really effective, I think bumps her up to the B tier right now. No doubt. And the builds are really good for her right now. Berserkers, shifters. You can go stone cutting, berserkers, shifters with attack speed boots, and you are immune to physical damage. Plus, you do a ton of damage. Obviously, with magical, if they do have magical damage, you go Ansile, and it feels great. I actually want to play Bellona jungle next game. I'm already hyped myself up, bro. I already have a video set up, but maybe we get a second one going. Bastet. Oh man, people always get angry, but I just think Bastet is so bad right now. She's just so bad. I don't even know if I want to put her C tier, but I look at her Arachne's close. Like, her farming is horrible because her kit is super long CD. Yes, you can get Jotun's Wrath and try to power farm, but it doesn't feel the best. Her ult is based around her abilities, and her abilities are pretty weak right now. She's getting reworked again. I know she's getting reworked, and so is Purse. That's why I didn't use Purse in my top 5 mage video earlier this week. But you know, it is what it is. She's just garbage. She just feels so bad right now. Like, the ult is enhancing her abilities, and her abilities are already weak to begin with. The only ability that it really feels that's really strong in it is her 1. And how often are you 1ing in? And if you do 1 in, how often are you going to die? So if they Aegis your 1, your fight is over. Very similar to a Willix getting, you ult and they beats it and your fight is kind of over. So but Bastet is just all around shittier in the early mid game, while Willix is way stronger in the early mid game. And has root and knockup and actual true CCs, while she has a 1 second root. That is a thin line. Camazotz. I feel like Camazotz is pretty good right now. He has good clear. He has good autos. He has cleave autos, which help farming. He has great team fight. He has great pick. Going hybrid on him feels really good. And I think he can carry games right now. I think Camazot's in a really good spot. I did drop an early YouTube video on him with Boomba's hammers and Heartseeker and whatnot, but I think I'm gonna do another one. We're gonna skip over a couple of these gods. Chalk, you can do jungle, bro, but like I said, what is the meta right now, chat? I want you guys to remember, and YouTube, the meta is team fighting right now. Getting early picks means nothing right now. You can just farm the opposite side of the map and it evens out. That's why I think there's a problem with the season 5 map, but I'll have another video separate to talk about the problem in this season 8 map, where it's too big and there's not enough priority right now, but we'll talk about that after. I'll put Chalk here just for the Chalk lovers. Chang'e, I think Chang'e is in a pretty good spot to jungle. The builds are really strong on her. Getting Deso, I think getting Deso, you go lifesteal boots, Deso, like Lotus, you can kind of go a little combo like that, and you're doing pretty sick damage. Her clear is really good. She power farms, she sustains, she has okay team fight with ult. She's hard to kill. I think she's in a really good spot right now. I think she's low-key just... we haven't really seen her in the jungle because obviously, you know, if we do see her, it's in the mid. But low-key in the jungle, I don't see a problem with her right now in this meta. Let's skip a couple gods here. Let's go Kokolin. Kokolin is how do I say this, guys? Broken. There is so much farm to charge your rage on. Eye of the Jungle is literally made for this character. The character is just S tier wherever you put him, if you ask me, obviously outside of carry and mid. But like, you could even support him and he just stands out. He has a root, he has a knockup, he has a fear or whatever you want to call it, tremble type of CC. He has a disposition dash. He has 2 CC immunity ults. And the biggest thing about this new map that made Kokolin rise, even though he was already top pick in SPL at Worlds, is that there is so much to farm your rage off. There is minions everywhere. Your rage should always be. You're transforming every fight. Yo, J-Man, what are you talking about, homie? Stop spamming so I can answer other people's questions. Or to see if I can get a good question to talk at YouTube about. You know, I'm sure what's pretty good here about doing tier lists and YouTube videos on Twitch as well is that I can grab some good questions off the Twitch, and it could be someone's question on the YouTube, so they don't have to ask in comments and I don't have to reply. But you know, I reply to all my comments either way. Let's continue the tier list. Dodgy. I was actually talking with Ozath about Dodgy, and a couple other players in the jungle about Dodgy. She feels super solid because of Boomba's hammer, and being able. The problem with Dodgy is that you have to all in, right? You have to all in, then you ult, and then the goal is to survive after you ult, right? Because you're probably gonna pull like in a traditional team fight, you 3-1 auto cancel 2, and if you're in trouble you ult. Usually you're gonna be in trouble because they're gonna turn on you. And when you ult, you try to pull beads, and then if you survive the fight, you're in a great spot because you're in their backline. If you die right after, I mean, you're done. You don't have CDs for a while, so you have to kind of, you know, lurk in the backline and try to survive, and then try to find your opening again. But with Boomba's hammer right now, you can literally recycle your kit again. You can go in again right after your 2-1-3 ult, and then you come down auto, and then you have your 2-3-1 up, so you can reposition with your 2 in the movement speed, or you can reposition with your 3 on a teammate and or an enemy. So I think she's pretty good right now. So like I said, I'm just gonna I'm gonna skim through this. I'm gonna try to zip through this because this is a jungle tier list, so I don't want you guys to, you know, be here for an hour and a half. Erlang Shen. I feel like he's A tier. He was OP early game with Mannequin. Mannequin got nerfed. He still has really good clear. He lacks one of the most important things though. CC immunity in his ult. The hybrid builds, I feel like you're not really going the hybrid builds because you need to go the stone cutting XE Kins build. Means you have to all in build. So you have to find your opening very, very well. And once you full commit, because you have to, right? You blink ult 3. And when you use your dash, because it's part of your combo to one shot right now, you're in a bad position to try to get away. And having no CC immunity, you get your beads pulled really easy right now. I've been seeing a lot of Erlangs, and yes, it was super favorable. It was super favorable.
Today you put out the best Smite video I have ever seen. I've never heard the game broken down into thinking about the map that way.
Yo, Veselo, thanks for the huge 20 bomb, and I appreciate the nice words, my man. Shout out, yo, chat. If you guys haven't checked out that YouTube video, you guys have popped off with support on that video, that last video. What is the difference? One big difference between a platinum player and a grandmaster / pro player. That video is blown off. Yo, shout out to my boy Veselo. You know, really making me hear that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to continue to work hard, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, brother. So, yeah, I'm going to put Erlang at A tier. I do feel like he's an A tier. I do have a YouTube video on Erlang right now. I don't feel like he's S tier. He can be, you could say he's S tier. I wouldn't disagree with you. I feel more comfortable saying he's A tier. I think it was just cheese with Mannequin and his puppy. And his little dog just going off with Mannequin. And Mannequin is now nerfed pretty hard. Nerfed for more late game, and the early game isn't the same cheese. All right, so let's continue. Let's continue. Guan Yu. You know, I haven't done any Guan Yu jungle this season, but let's just think about what like I said, the three basics for jungle right now. Clear, he has it. He has cleave auto, he has his 3, he has his 2. Good team fight, that he has. I don't see a problem with Guan Yu in the jungle right now. I think he's A tier. He might be even S tier, and I haven't used him, and I don't know. I would say A tier right now. But he feels really, really strong. And the builds favor him so well to go into dive backline. And you feel tanky. I need to use it. It just sucks that, like, right now there's 100 and, like, what? 105, 110 gods right now. And you just can't use all of them. There's just so many gods. You have to base it off what's actually strong in the jungle. Boom, 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 boom. Heim. We could oh, a little Hebo. Definitely Hebo. Hebo in the jungle. I feel like he's really good in the jungle right now. The builds favor him. The mage builds are super sweet right now. You can go the lifesteal boots, Deso, Gem, into Tahuti if you'd like to. I don't really see a problem with Hebo right now. I think he's real strong. I think he could be a solid S tier. He's a magic jungler, so it kind of mixes up. It's a good gank to solo. It's a good gank against the supports right now that want to rush Sav. I'm gonna leave him S tier. I feel pretty comfortable about saying that. Nah, dude, Chalk is garbage. You can't compare Chalk to Guan. That's kind of crazy. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's try to get through this. Hun Bots. You know, Hun Bots is one of the only gods that I feel that will be S tier, having no CCM, you know. Boomba's Hammer is so good on him right now. The hybrid builds are still good on him because you can kind of face plant, and he just feels. I feel like Hun Bots is in such a sweet position. If I was jungling this season, I'd be running Hun Bots every game. Let's keep it going. You could use Herc Jungle. His 2 got an increase in scaling, but CDs are so long to farm. You have to 1-2 to clear backhamps and sides, and then all you have is auto attacks for blue. Nah, I don't know about that. Huyi is questionable. Hit every bounce. There's a lot of camps to bounce right now, and his autos are kind of shit. Janice, you want to do Janice jungle? Yeah, you guys know I love that shit, but not a lot of people do it, and I can see why. I'll put it in the list just for fun. He's B tier. He has great clear. Janice is really good, obviously, right now. But his team fight is good, but your ganks are just awful. Your ganks are like such low success, like unless you're hitting the ult every time, which you can't really bail on. All right, let's continue down the list. Kali. I think Kali feels pretty good right now. I think the builds favor her a ton. Xe Kins, Xe being cheaper, Xe being around the same price, but getting a big buff. Xe Kins, Hasten. With those 3 items, you're shredding anyone. You can go bubble if you'd like. No CCM, you know, but I mean, invulnerable. Okay, clear. But late game team fights can just 1v5. Shell isn't the best right now. Non-stackable. Not that many people are getting it. He's A tier, no doubt. I think it's fair to say she's A tier right now. All right, let's keep it running down. Keep it running down. Boom, 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 boom. Loki. I think Loki's okay. His team fight is just so bad. His damage is so low. Hybrid builds are okay right now, but he doesn't benefit the best off hybrid because he needs to go some sort of CD in his build. He's C tier. Mercury. I love Mercury right now. I see no problem with Mercury right now. The lanes are nice and big. There's a lot of angles to ult. There's a lot of farm on the map. You can go a bunch of different builds. CC immunity ult, slow immune. Very hard to catch. I don't see a problem with Mercury right now. I have no complaints with Mercury right now. And Shell isn't the best. Shell's not being... I mean, they are... If they do buy double or triple Shell, okay. Like, your mages are going to explode them with Tahuti and Deso. So, I mean, it is what it is. Merc is S before the mannequin nerf? Mannequin? Merc? What the fuck? Let's go... We'll do Mulan. Ion Merc. I don't even do Ion Merc. I think his mana region is... he needs mana too bad. If you want to spam... The efficiency that you get from 1 and 3ing through camps, your power farm so hard. You usually go crit or attacks, but I go crit probably like 90% of the time right now. Boombuzz is good on Merc. You could do on Merc, but then your gank is garbage. You never have mana. You can't one minions. You can't dash through minions. You have to sit there and auto. While yeah, you do have the attack speed and your late game build is a little bit better. I'd rather just get the Boomba, the left side Boomba, and burn fire or objectives. For sure. You don't even have to get Boomba's hammer. You can if you want to. But let's keep scrolling through this list. Mulan. Ah, man, Mulan, bro. This character is so much fun, and really she is amazing. But, bro, I just don't understand what it will take for them to buff that ult, bro. I don't know what's going to take. I don't know how long we're going to be here saying she would have been. It's just, you know, unfortunate, really. I don't know why they haven't fixed that ult. We'll keep running through a little Nemesis. Nemesis is feeling really solid right now. Obviously, they're the same problem with CCimmune ult. No CCimmune ult, but she has good gank. She has good farm. I see no problem with Nem right now. I think she could be top picked, and I don't see... Obviously, the biggest thing with Nem is that if they have a lot of control, right? They have a good control. Your shield can start becoming worthless, which is really important for her to shine. But if you're a good jungler and you understand that you can only commit when you have beads and shield, that's super important. I think it's just understanding the basics of the jungler. So we'll keep rolling through. Naja. Oh man. Naja. You know, she's so strong right now, but you have to make incredible juke outplay. Like, she is her bet. Sorry, he. I know, YouTube. You can comment. I won't thumbs it down. It's all about the outplay right now because the ult is weak, right? The ult is the easiest beads of your life. Getting a bubble makes it infinitely harder. So if they have a bubble, you have to get through the bubble, and then you have to get through the beads, and you can beads 3 days late, and you still get your beads off. But the rest of his kit is super strong right now. The coin toss going into autoing with your 2, the heal is really good. The sash does massive amounts of damage that we've never seen before. So he's in a really good spot. Just what makes Naja amazing is the ult. So I don't feel comfortable putting him in the S tier. I'm sorry. We'll keep it going. We'll start rolling through these. Odin, you could do Odin. Odin is okay right now. He's a niche character. His clear is pretty decent with a little bit of CD. But he's niche. He'll always be niche. How many people can you cage? None? Okay, he's garbage. He's E tier. How many people can he cage? 3? He jumps up. I mean, it's literally what it is. So I think it's pretty fair to put him C tier. Yeah, but this is the jungle tier list, not a solo tier list. Solo is the character's different. Osiris, you know, Osiris feels real nice right now. Osiris there's a variety of builds right now. Good pressure. His pressure in fights is really good. He can run you down. He can split up the fight. His farm is really nice. The cleave autos, obviously. The one wanting the big minion and cleaving the autos feels real nice. The builds are super open. The stone cutting, you could go Xe if you'd like to. I mean, I'm not. But stone cutting, berserkers, shifters, Ansile, Kins if you'd like. Probably go mantle, full prop builds. Like, he's really open. You know, he just feels real good, I think, right now. Hard to kill, super tanky. So, we'll keep going. Damn, bro, I'm just so sad they nerfed Poseidon, because I would definitely throw him on this list, but just Poseidon without movement speed is garbage. Frostbound is really good too right now. Yeah, I agree. Nike jungle, 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 Nike jungle. It's A tier. Nike's simple. She has her knockup. She has her pushback. She has her ults that, you know, and it feels kind of bad to get Sunder for a Nike jungle. For a solo laner, getting Sunder for a Nike solo, that's easy. That's bread and butter. You're going to do that every time. But getting it for a jungler, which is building hybrid, so she's not really getting that much out of her shield because she has a ton of damage in her build. And a lack of HP and more prots and damage than she has HP, which her ult scales off her HP. Nike's really good right now. I think people always forget about that. They're just like, you get Thunder, dude. Nike fucking sucks. It's like, no, bro. Getting Thunder for a Nike that's getting probably like set like a 600 shield, it doesn't feel the greatest, brother. It really doesn't. She definitely feels very similar to last season. I completely agree. Let's keep going down the list here. Pele. I think Pele's solid A. Pele's solid A. She does what she does. She has very high pressure early game. Can gank, can be all over the map. Has very good clear between her 3 or her 1 or her 2. I mean, she can split up her kit and clear whole, 3 camps and so fast. Her ult is still pretty strong. The builds are really good for her right now. Going, Soul Eater into Shifters, into Erendite, something like that. In that field feels really strong on her. I think Pele is solid. I have no complaints right now. S tier, kind of tough to put her in the S tier. She could be depending on the player. I think it's really how good you utilize her kit. Man, I miss putting Poseidon here, somewhere here, man. I mean, them nerfing the movement speed on the Trident was just killer to the character, like mighty, like killer. I really didn't like that nerf. It wasn't even the strongest to begin with. Rat's a simple S tier to me. I haven't been using Rat, but I know is S tier. Rat, his ult covering as far as it does. Rat being CC immune. Having his CC immunity in his ult, the length on his ult, the build and silo. Like I said, guys, you're gonna hear me say the same builds over and over. Shifters and silo. Whatever you like to go Joe-ins, you can go into Boombas after Boomba's hammer, and now you have 40% CD with a ton of prots. And you reset your CDs. He has a slow, he has a stun, he has prot reduction. The character can do everything. The character can play in a bunch of versatile ways. And there's no doubt that he's S tier right now. I would say he's S tier in solo lane as well. So it's kind of crazy to think that he's S tier on two lists right now. The meta definitely favors him. Ravana will always be a solid A tier in my opinion. He's not the greatest at some things, but what he is the greatest at is living, and he can put out the damage. He has okay CC. But he's really good at just surviving. I mean, the immunity on his 2, the immunity on his ult. He has good clear, no doubt. He has pretty good clear. And he just will always, in my opinion, be A tier / S tier, depending on the meta. He can't have an S tier type game, depending on what he's playing against. Scylla's, Poseidon's, where his CC immunity gets more advantage, the Ares. But most of the time, I would say he's A tier. If you're blind going into your picks and bans, Ravana is always a very solid pick. Surcat feels really delicious with these builds, and Boomba's hammer favors her a ton, because being able to get almost 1 second off your whole kit, you're all over everyone. And the one thing what we've always talked about is the true damage and the percent damage on Surcat. She's definitely A tier. Definitely A tier. I think she still has the same problem that these other junglers don't have. Is the only person up here that has kind of a weak team fight is Nemesis, and it isn't even the weakest because she's so versatile in her ult. She could ult her front line, shred it. She could dive a back line with ult, shred. So I think that gives her, some versatility. While Surcat has that versatility as well, but just not as strong. But the builds do favor her a ton. I think I love Circuit. I'm sure you guys have seen my Circuit gameplay all the time. I actually played her in support a good amount right now, and she feels like a ton of fun. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get through this list a little faster. I don't want this to be an hour-long video on the jungle tier list. Just trying to make sure you guys know where I think these top junglers are at. Even guys that are not, typically seen in the jungle, you know where they're at. Set. Where's the triple SS LeBron James Fs? Yes, he got nerfed. Doesn't matter. Character's ridiculously strong. CC immune. I'm sorry. Slow immune. Damage reduction. Escape. That's a TP over wall. Anywhere you want to. Great burst. Great sustain. Great DPS. Character's bloated. And what they nerfed wasn't. It was just on the skewer. And the healing a little bit on the ult. It's not what made him infinitely strong. Freya going on the list? Nah, Freya's so bad right now. Freya's literally, it might be the worst character in the game. I love Set before he was broken. I know, I did too. I played Set for like 2 or 3 months and no one banned him. I'm pretty sure I still finished the season 7 ranked with the #1 Set in Smite. But we'll keep going. Wukong. Merc gets destroyed in high-level games. What high-level games are you playing? And top junglers being played by Nem and Erlang would beat him. How would they beat him? How would Nem? How does Nem beat the Merc? You just 2 the ult, and it's ult for free. It's ult for a 2. And when you talk about Erlang, why are you fighting the Erlang to begin with? You're diving backline with your ult. You're never gonna be fighting the Erlang one-on-one. So if you're saying that Merc is not good because the matchup dependent against the other jungler, you're not looking at a tier list the right way, in my opinion. Low level mercs can't land their 1. I mean, yeah, I'm talking about. I'm not gonna go in between low level, high level, mid level. These are the characters, and these are how good they are. How good you can control them is up to you. All right, so let's go Wukong. He's definitely B tier right now. He has great clear in the jungle. Two different spells that can clear very, very well. CC, hard to kill. We haven't really seen him. I haven't even tried him. I mean, obviously, with there being 100 gods and me playing a ton of mid this season, even playing support, just playing every role, I haven't been able to play it. I think one time I played it, there was a dodged lobby. But Wukong, I see no reason why I feel like he could be A tier, really. The builds favor him so well, like so much. I think the only problem is that he's getting shredded so fast before ult because of the builds, but I still think it's really good. I think he could be A tier. I'm gonna bump him up. I
watched your YouTube video last night on Plat and GM. I learned a bit and it made sense. A-okay hand.
My boy, Fireball, I'm really glad you enjoyed that video. Like 3 or 4 or 5, like literally, I think like 20 or 30 people have came today to talk, just to the stream to tell me about how much they really enjoyed that last video. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your support. I'm going to continue to try to work on the grind. We're going to go Susano here. Let's just bump it up a little bit. Susano's definitely A tier. Obviously the same problem. It's a niche character. He's the best when you can follow dashes, but if there are characters that don't dash and are scared, and can just lock him down, he, expending beads is a tough one, but he's great in team fights right now, especially with these walls. I feel like you're getting hit with Typhoon because the map is set up like bunkers around Fire Giant and Gold. And with that being said, I think Susano is always catching people by surprise, and Susano has a ton of damage. Really insane. I think he's really good. I think you should be picking him up right now. His builds are really good too. Thanatos. Man, Thanatos just has the biggest problem of hit your abilities or you lose. There's no in between. Susano, Circuit, Wukong, like every character up here, you can miss some abilities and you're fine. Thanatos is not that. Thanatos, you miss one scythe in a team fight and your fight is over. How do the builds favor him right now? He has good clear, no doubt, with his 2-3, and it's obviously a scythe and the cleave auto. The builds are okay for him, they're okay. Going hybrid Thana doesn't feel the best, but he has a lot of flat pin on his too, so you can do that for sure. He's okay. He's okay. If you hit every scythe, he's A tier. You miss 50% of your scythes, you C tier. Just no in between. Let's continue going. Let's continue going. Boom, 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 boom. We're almost at the end. Thor's A tier. The ults are a bit harder right now to hit because you're playing in the new Avatar world when you're ulting with any globals, but he's still super strong. The walling off people right now in this new map feels really good. And his ult still feels super strong in defending fires and golds right now. His team fights are still really good. The build pass is still really good. He's good. I feel like Thor will always be an A tier unless they just nerf his base stats to the ground. The kid is just beautiful. Tsukuyomi. I feel like Suki could be S, but I think there's a problem where if you ult certain like there's a chance where you ult and you insta die, or there's a chance that you ult and wipe 5 people. So like there's really, it's very similar to Thanatos, but he's definitely way more consistent than Thanatos if you ask me. Crusher or Jones on Susano? I would go Crusher. Thanatos is always the same. Alright, let's continue here. Tier, I think Tier is pretty good right now. Low key. He's definitely pretty good right now. You can't go Bluestone obviously in the jungle, but his jungle is really strong. Shifter shield, like I said, we're gonna go back to the same four or five items that are really strong, and if they favor this certain characters, they're gonna be strong. You know, doesn't matter what you think. It is what it is. The anti, the shifters, the void. He's really good. We could do an Uller jungle. I do have an Uller jungle video, so I'll keep him up here. Uller is really good if you go the mage build and he just pops. Like I said, hunters are probably the best they've ever been in jungle right now because of jungle ganking not being as important as jungle team fighting, and so that's why I think Uller's still pretty good. You could do some Vamana. Vamana hasn't really been used, but I don't really see a problem. Berserkers is good. All the builds are really good for Vamana. I don't really see anything that's weak. And counter healing is being forgotten because people think that the passive, I mean the anti healing, brawling is enough. Tier's A. There's no way you can put Tier next to Susano and Ravana and Pele and Naja. He falls off late game, no doubt. Especially at full damage build, he definitely falls off. He's super strong early. His base stats are so high, but he falls off. You blink one, and then you're out of position because you're hybrid, and so you have to ult out. We could do some Ymir. Let me make sure I finish up here. We definitely could do some Ymir. I think Ymir is actually the strongest jungle he's ever been because of Boombas. I played Ymir and I felt super good. His clear is amazing because of Boombas. And then you can go into Boomba's hammer late, and it feels really good. The hybrid builds feel really good. Ymir is strong right now. Like the walls being like paintball bunkers really helps out Ymir. Even though I think he was better in the old map, but Ymir's still really strong. They just keep buffing Ymir. I don't get it. So this is my jungle tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if some of these characters that you want to try in the jungle are not on the list. If you want to, write into the comments. Yo, Danza's S tier. Danza's S tier. I'm sorry. I'll make a little raccoon face for you guys here. He's definitely S tier. He's super strong. Like I said, what is the one thing that I said throughout this whole video? Hunters are in the best state they've ever been when it comes to jungle. So Danza being one of the best hunters right now, definitely S tier jungler. Morgan, all right, I'll do Morgan. Chat is asking for Morgan. Morgan's gank is good. Her clear is pretty decent. She has a good team fight. Can't complain. Her ult is CC immunity in a sense, if you know how to use it right. Herc is low. Herc is C tier. His kid is the CDs are just you'll never farm. You're gonna sit there autoing a backhand for like 20 seconds. I'll do the Anubis. Anubis jungle is his clear is super good, but I mean once any good jungler gets on top of you, you just die. I get Brawler's first time. I get Brawler's first. Look, this is the way I'll make it simple for you guys. I get Brawler's first item on any of these characters and I find you on a back camp, you're dead. You're dead. All right, pause. Pause fell off hard, man. Pause fell off so hard, man, and it's so unfortunate. I don't even feel right putting on B tier. He's C tier. Not having the movement speed is what made Pause so good. It was the ability to power farm the whole map and just Kraken, go power farm, Kraken, go power farm, Kraken, go power farm. And not having these extra items because of the lack of movement speed it hurts Poseidon a ton. You know, just out of respect for the old Poseidon jungle. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing no Capri. I'm not doing Churn. I'm doing ones. Everything else I think is a meme. Everything else is a meme. Everything else is you're just forcing it, and it's never gonna be good. Why is Athena so low? Because right now, ganking is not the important part. It's having a good team fight, and the lack of damage that Athena brings to a team fight in the mid game around fire is ridiculous. You taunt, and if you don't have the right characters to follow up off a taunt, you're literally useless. Her taunt is fire, yeah, but why is her taunt fire if there's nothing to taunt for? You need a good set of abilities to taunt for, meaning you need to build your full comp around the Athena jungle, meaning picking Athena top pick isn't the best, nowhere near the best, not even good. So I'm ending the video now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions on characters or guys want to drop in the comments, I'll go out of my way, go through the comments, and try to answer some of your questions on some of these junglers or some of these characters that I did not put in the list because I don't think it's realistic to put in the list. But if you want to try them, you want to push them into the jungle and play in your casuals for fun, you know it. Go for it. Enjoy. Bye-bye.